Hello, good day. I am Dr. Rajni Yadav, Assistant Professor of Tecnia Institute of Advanced Studies, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. Today, we are going to have a discussion on a lecture of our subjects of Semester 1, Communication Concept and Processes. Today's our topic of discussion is types of communications. I hope you will like this video. So, firstly, communication. So, we can divide communication broadly in two types. Firstly, verbal communication and secondly, non-verbal communication. So, each of these types can be further subdivided into different types. In this video lecture, you will learn different types of communication. So, firstly, we will talk on verbal communication. In verbal communication, words of a particular language are used for passing the message. For example, while teaching in a classroom, the teacher speaks, writes on the blackboard, or sometimes he or she may use audio visual aids such as PPT presentation, and after that she explains emphasis on certain points. So, all these modes come under the category of verbal communication. Thus, verbal communication is of four types. First one, oral communication. Second, written communication. Third, visual and audio-visual communication. And lastly, fourth one is silence. So, let us learn them in further detail. First, we have, as you know, oral communication. In this mode, communication is done through spoken words. It may be face-to-face talk, telephonic talk, video chat, television radio, or chat over the internet, such as Skype, WhatsApp, personal traits, such as clarity of pronunciations, pitch, slang, volume, speed, etc. So, influence this mode of conversation, it is an effective form of communication. For example, when the teacher teaches in the classroom, it is a face-to-face communication. Like during COVID-19 pandemic, classes were held online using Zoom, Google Meet, or you can say Microsoft Team platform. It is also a face-to-face verbal communication. As a teacher and student could see each other though they were not present in class bodily. When two persons talks on Skype or WhatsApp, they communicate with face-to-face verbally. So, we talk on telephonic talk, the communication is verbal, although it is not face-to-face, as they see each other. So, next one we have written communication. So, students, in this method, communication is in written word, or you say in symbols, and it transmitted via email, letters, memo, etc. In recent years, many social media platforms based on internet are available where written communication is posted. This mode of transmission is meant for mass communication. Instead, for an individual, written communication is most commonly used in business and its contents, vocabulary, style, precision, and clarity. So, these are very important achieving its objective. So, lastly, next one are visual and audiovisual communication. So, it has been pointed out whether written or oral communication alone has certain limitation which may be create poor impression on recipient and the desired result is not achieved. In order to overcome this difficulty, many business organizations now use various visual aids such as pictures, progress charts, maps, graphs, etc. So, these communication pictures aid to the oral presentation can create powerful impression. So, as a proverb goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Sometimes, presentation of statistic in words alone is not sufficient to create desired impact. Audiovisual communication is a combination of sight, sound. So, now a big business organization use this mode of communication extensively, particularly for training programs. Publicity, mass education, mass propaganda, short telephones are frequently used to popularize their production and for advertisement on television. The working of a new product such as instrument or software can be effectively demonstrated with the help of this mode of communication. Next one, we have another mode, silence. So, although it may look odd, silence is also a mode of communication. It is defined as a way of communication without words, signs or symbols. Apparently, this mode of communication may appear to be without any action, but in fact, it is not necessary in action. So, it can mean a person is anxious or fearful for speaking. Silence may be an indication of agreement, dissent, anger, or you can say frustration. Sometimes silence is rather a golden way of communication because it may save yourself from embarrassment or losing your job. For example, your boss expresses his opinion about a certain event to which you do not agree. If you contradict him, he may feel offended. Under such a situation, silence is the best way of communication. In day-to-day happenings, you come across many such situations when it is better to keep silence. So, next one is our non-verbal communication. So, students, this communication without using any word such as gesture, body language, facial expression is called non-verbal communication. Often non-verbal communication supplements the verbal communication, but it may be the only one as mentioned earlier. While giving a speech in a rally, leader often uses gestures to emphasize certain points. Non-verbal communication we can categorize in the following categories. First one, body language, that we also know kinesics. To communicate with body, language is called kinesics. Communication. It is a form of non-verbal communication. Kinesics may be defined as the study of our body movements, gesture, facial expression, etc. As a means of communication, kinesics is a communicating by body movement without uttering any word. It is perhaps the most often used non-verbal communication. The founder of kinesics, Birtwistle, defined it as a facial expression, gesture, posture, gait, and visible arm and body movements. So he argued that all body movements convey meaning facial expression. So students, face is the most expressive part of your body, The types of facial expression distinctly reveal happiness, sadness, fear, and anger. The expression and their meaning are almost universal across cultures. From the facial expression of a speaker, it is possible to infer whether he is confident, excited, angry, shy, confused, or tired. A slack face of speaker may indicate that he is not comfortable with his speech. Next, we have posture. Posture is a way of a person stand or a sit. The posture of a person while speaking indicates his mental state: relaxed, confident, attentive, or impatient. A lot can be inferred about the social standing of a person by observing his or her posture. An open posture displays friendliness, warmth, and positivity. In open posture, one sits straight, feet spread wide open, and palm facing outwards. A relaxed facial expression with good eye contact shows receptive, On the other hand, a closed posture displays boredom, indifference, and negativity. In this posture, one sits in a hunched forward position with crossing legs, showing the back of the hands with the clenched hands. In a confident posture, one box straight and full height, holding high, keeping gaze at eye level, and pulling shoulders back with relaxed legs and arms. A confident posture is a sign of authority or leadership. Hunched shoulders with incoherent walking indicate lack of confidence, and low self-esteem. So next we have our gestures. Students, gesture is another non-verbal communication in which bodily parts of the body, particularly hands and face, move to communicate message either on place or in a conjunction with speech. So there are three major types of gestures. First one, adapters. Second one, emblems. And the third, illustrators. Firstly, we have adapters, a touching behavior and movement that can be targeted toward the self, objects or others. In general, results from anxiety or uneasiness. Emblems are the gesture that serve the name, purpose as a word. Illustrator are the gesture to indicate the size or shape of an object. Illustrators are used subconsciously and are largely involuntary. Another example of illustrator is to make gesture while speaking on telephone, although the other person is not seen. Next we have touch, as haptics also. Haptic is the notion of interaction through touch, the non-verbal form of communication. Touch carries ethical and moral implications in educational practice, according to Simon's 2014. So it's a pat of the teacher on the back of the student is a sign of encouragement and is many times powerful than a verbal communication. According to Jan 2011, he emphasizes that touch can be an effective tool in order to control students with attention deficit hyperactivity disorders. Haptics is the study of nonverbal communication that is transmitted via the sense of touch. Touch may be of several types such as functional, professional, social, polite, friendship, warmth, etc. At the functional professional level, touch is related to a goal, meaning some specific action. But at the social level, socially sanctioned touching behavior helps initiate interaction. For example, a handshake is a sign of welcome with warmth, but a prolonged handshake may be inappropriate. A pat of shoulder or a back of a junior colleague is a sign of a congratulations or encouragement. Thus, touch may have different connotation on different occasions and between people from different backgrounds. Next, we have proxemics. So, it refers to the study of human space and distance in communication. While talking to an unknown person, we keep a safe distance, and if come closer, we feel uncomfortable. But while conversing with a friend, the space shrinks. Thus, there are different space depending on the relationship between person communicating. I hope you like this video lecture on the types of communication. Please like, comment and share. And the most important, mostly don't forget to subscribe our Tecnia TV channel. Thank you.